Morning, everyone. So today we're going to do a lesson on something called SDGs, which is Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, something that I hadn't heard of before until I did a little bit of research into it. It's a United Nations program trying to get people out of poverty around the world. Okay, so while I'm taking attendance, get out your iPads, and I want you to just Google SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. It's up there if you need to, just to see briefly what it is. Okay. All right. So, who can tell me what an SDG is?
17 objectives.
Louder.
It's the 17 objectives.
Of.
Hold up, mine's in French.
You can't read French? Come on.
I'm trying.
Okay. So what is it? What is it? What do they do? What's the purpose?
They're trying. Oh, sorry.
To I don't know how to word it.
We already did. It's like the 17 objectives of the world where they're trying to lessen the tensions between culture and diversity.
Okay. Jason, what were we going to say?
Wait, what was the question?
I don't know what we were going to say. What's SDG? What are SDGs?
Goals, I would call it to end poverty.
Okay. All right. So in June of 1992, there was this thing called the Earth Summit, and it was in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And that's when they started coming up with these type of things. They've had many meetings since then. 2000, they had a millennial summit, and they've gone through many reiterations of this. So they got these 17 things down. Okay. So what I want you to do, what I would like you to do as a group I want you to pick one of these 17 things. Okay? I want you to do a little bit of research on these goals, okay? And when you're researching them, I want you to keep in mind the questions that are on the board. What are the main objectives of the goals? Why is this goal important? And what are some challenges in achieving this goal? Okay? So, you're going to do some research on it, write down your notes, answer those questions, and be prepared to answer them, because each group is going to have to talk about their individual thing. Yep.
I have a pencil.
Okay. Any questions? All right. I'm going to put the timer on for about 15 minutes. Okay. So try to do as much as you can in 15 minutes because you, like I said, you're going to present your findings.
Great. Go on recording. It's right there. You just play this video thing.
All right. So let's come back together. So I'm going to call on each group, and however you want to do it, if you want just one person to represent or everybody can talk about it. First of all, state which one of these you were looking at, and then the answer to the 3 questions that you guys had. All right, so why don't you guys go first? And be loud enough. Pay attention. Good.
Do you want me to stand up?
You don't have to.
Okay. My group and I, we did goal number 14,
Which was?
which is talking about the ecosystem, like the
Other one.
okay, you want to talk? Go ahead.
Life below water.
Life below water. Yes.
Okay.
So for question 1, the main objectives were to conserve biodiversity and help to create a sustainable ecosystem. So when there's changes in the future, the ecosystem can still be stable and be used as resources for human population.
Okay.
For question 2, the goal is important. Wait, why was the goal? Okay, the goal is important because it not only keeps the ocean clean for us, but keeps the ocean clean for the animals. And it helps to have a more larger ecosystem, which is more resources for us to survive. Number 3, the challenges are human actions like oil pollution, overfishing, illegal fishing, and plastic pollution. This is a limitation because the animals in the ocean life that consume or are interacting with these pollutions or being overfished, they decrease the population, limiting our resources.
Very good. Alright. You guys. Which one did you do first?
The thing you did is gender equality.
Okay.
The main objective of gender equality is to end all forms of discrimination, violence, and any harmful practice against women.
Okay.
And then the goal is to empower women and girls to help the economic grow and develop. And some challenges are lack of women in leadership, poverty and lack of economic opportunities, workplace discrimination, and inequalities and imbalance of unpaid care work.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Madeline, what you have?
I did quality education.
Okay.
The main objective is to ensure all girls and boys complete free primary and secondary schooling by 2030. It's important because children need these skills to learn how to work and to get through life. And the challenges are lack of trained teachers, poor conditions of schools, equity issues for rural areas, and lack of resources.
Very good. Maybe guys.
Alright, we did quality of education, and their main goals is by 2030 to ensure that everyone has complete free affordable primary and secondary education and has access to that quality early childhood development care in primary education. The goal is important because quality education helps individuals develop more skills and impacts future generations, and some challenges in this include school funding. Let's see.
School funding, bullying, inadequate teacher training, conflict and war, time management, and a shortage of teachers are all like challenges that it faces.
Okay. Very good. Alright, girls here.
We have gender inequality. The main objectives are to give all genders safe and respectful equal opportunities for social, economic, and political aspects. Gender equality is important because empowering women in local fisheries and empowering women leads to better resource governance and conservation. Also, in advancing gender equality, it is critical to all areas of a healthy society, from reducing poverty to promotions to health education and education. Some challenges in achieving gender equality include gender pay gaps, gender stereotypes, sexism, and a lack of women as leaders. These challenges all contribute to the worsening of gender inequality, enforcing the principles that protect it.
Okay, good. Alright, so with all of these, whether you did one of these or not, what do you think the biggest challenge for doing these worldwide? What do you think is the biggest challenge?
I feel like it could be taken into many ways. However, it would most likely be like human actions, or it could be theorized as like revolving the government in
Okay.
some ways. That's how I think.
Anybody else? What's the problem with so there were 172 countries that signed on to this. Okay, what's the problem with that? Yeah, enforcement agreements, right? If I were to go to this table and say, "What do you guys want for lunch?" You all got to come up with the same thing.
Nachos.
No, okay. Believe me, it gets tougher when you get married. We want so much, I don't care. Right? So you have 172 countries. None of them are going to agree on the same thing, right? You have one of the biggest problems, for instance, with pollution is that one of the biggest problems is that countries like China, India, that had huge populations, are just now where the United States was in probably like the 1900s as far as industrialization. So when they pollute the air, they don't care. Okay, they don't care what they're doing to the environment. They want to continue to move up. Okay, so like here's another example. So all these electric cars and these batteries, right? Where did you think you get the materials for these batteries? China. Okay, you have to dig for all these elements for the batteries, and batteries only last. I saw a statistic. So a 10-year life on a battery, there's only the last 3 years that it's actually carbon neutral. So it's for 7 years, doesn't save any money. It's really weird. All right. So what I want you to do now, still in your groups, one question. Okay. So whichever SDG you did, I want you to reflect on how you can contribute to the achievement of whatever you did here, in your own community or in school, whatever. Okay? So I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to do that as well. How are you going to implement the stuff that you just researched? I'm going to give you like 7 minutes. I don't think you need the full 10 minutes. All right, everybody done? Pretty much? All right. All right, so guys, tell me what you're...
We can petition or ask our local school board to like increase funding for teachers because
Yes, please do that.
we have like a lack of people that apply for jobs in teaching.
Yes, and we see what the result of not having great teachers is.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right? Madam?
Bring awareness to community and do fundraisers or charity events.
Okay. How about you guys?
So we can like enforce recycling, like trying to communicate with some more stricter laws and put, and even educating like people in the community on the ocean life and how it's being affected towards us as well.
Up in New York, they're really strict on what you can how you recycle. So like if you have, for instance, if you have cardboard boxes, right? That you like moving boxes, you have to take the tape off.
Yeah.
Then do it. They're much stricter there. Okay.
Well, you see, since you guys want to give women better job opportunities.
What about you guys?
We can donate to nonprofit organizations that value gender equality, and we can also fund protests for equal pay between men and women.
All right. Good job. Thank you very much.